What if I told you that your most meaningful years might actually be ahead of you, not behind you? At 67, Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl discovered something that would revolutionize how we think about aging and purpose. He found that the search for meaning doesn't diminish with age, it intensifies. And today we're going to explore why your golden years might be the most significant chapter of your entire life story. Welcome to Timeless Minds 65+, where we dive deep into Viktor Frankl's transformative wisdom, specifically for those of us navigating life beyond 65. I'm here to share how Frankl's groundbreaking theories about meaning and purpose take on extraordinary relevance in our later years. If you've ever felt that society views aging as decline rather than ascension, you're about to discover a completely different perspective. Here's something that might surprise you. Viktor Frankl believed that our capacity for meaning actually expands as we age. Think about it. You've accumulated decades of experience, weathered countless storms, and developed wisdom that only comes from truly living. Yet somehow, our culture suggests that significance peaks in youth and gradually fades. Frankl called this thinking fundamentally flawed. In his later works, Frankl observed that older adults possess what he termed existential maturity, a deeper understanding of life's fundamental questions paired with the emotional resilience to engage with them meaningfully. You're not losing relevance as you age, you're gaining something far more valuable: perspective. Frankl identified three primary sources of meaning that become particularly powerful in our golden years. Let me walk you through each one, because understanding these could transform how you view this stage of your life. The first pillar is what Frankl called creative values. This isn't just about artistic expression, though that's certainly included. Creative values encompass everything you contribute to the world: your knowledge, your skills, your unique perspective. At 65+, you have a lifetime of expertise to share. Whether you're mentoring younger generations, volunteering in your community, or simply offering wisdom to family members, you're actively creating value in ways that weren't possible when you were younger. Consider this: a 25-year-old might have energy and ambition, but you have something irreplaceable: tested wisdom. When you share your experiences, you're not just talking, you're creating meaning through the transfer of hard-earned knowledge. The second pillar involves experiential values, what you encounter and absorb from the world around you. Frankl believed that our ability to find meaning through experiences actually deepens with age. You notice things now that you rushed past in your younger years. A sunset carries more weight. A conversation with a grandchild holds deeper significance. A piece of music might move you in ways it never did before. This isn't sentimentality, it's sophistication. Your emotional and spiritual receptors have been refined by decades of living. You can extract meaning from experiences that younger people might not even notice. The third pillar is perhaps the most profound: attitudinal values. This is about the stance you take toward unavoidable suffering and limitation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds depressing. But here's where Frankl's genius truly shines. As we age, we inevitably face losses. Physical capabilities might decline, friends and family members pass away, our role in society might shift. Frankl argued that how we respond to these challenges becomes a source of tremendous meaning. He called this the last of human freedom, the ability to choose your attitude in any given circumstance. Think about the older adults you most admire. What makes them remarkable isn't their denial of aging's challenges, but their graceful response to them. They've transformed what could be sources of bitterness into wellsprings of wisdom and compassion. Frankl himself exemplified this. When he wrote about his concentration camp experiences, he wasn't dwelling on victimhood. He was demonstrating how human beings can find meaning even in the most dire circumstances. Your challenges at 65+, while real and sometimes difficult, offer similar opportunities for meaning-making. Let's address something that's probably been weighing on many of you. Our culture is obsessed with youth and often treats aging as a process of gradual irrelevance. Frankl rejected this completely. He argued that meaning isn't tied to physical vigor, economic productivity, or social status. It's tied to your fundamental humanity and your capacity to engage meaningfully with existence. Here's a powerful reframe. Instead of seeing yourself as someone whose best years are behind them, consider that you might be entering your most meaningful phase. You have something that no younger person possesses, a complete life narrative. You can see patterns, understand consequences, and offer perspectives that come only from having lived through multiple decades. Frankl often spoke about the will to meaning as humanity's primary drive. This drive doesn't weaken with age, it often intensifies. You have fewer distractions now. Career pressures may have eased. The frantic pace of raising children has slowed. This creates space for deeper reflection and more intentional living. So how do you actually apply Frankl's insights to your daily experience? Let me offer some specific strategies that can help you unlock greater significance in your golden years. First, embrace your role as a meaning maker for others. This doesn't require grand gestures. It might mean being the family member who preserves and shares stories. It could involve mentoring someone in your former profession. Perhaps it's volunteering for a cause you care about. The key is recognizing that your accumulated wisdom is a resource the world needs. Second, cultivate what Frankl called self-transcendence. This means regularly engaging in activities that take you beyond your immediate concerns. It might be learning something new, serving others, or pursuing a creative endeavor. The point is to remain actively engaged with growth and contribution rather than turning inward. Third, practice what Frankl termed tragic optimism. This is the ability to say yes to life despite its inevitable challenges. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about maintaining hope and finding meaning even when facing difficulties. This becomes particularly relevant as we navigate the realities of aging. Fourth, develop your noetic dimension, Frankl's term for the spiritual aspect of human existence. This doesn't necessarily mean religious belief, though it can. It means recognizing that you're part of something larger than yourself and that your life has significance beyond material accomplishments. One of the most remarkable aspects of reaching 65 plus is the perspective you've gained. You've witnessed history unfold. You've seen societies change, technologies emerge, and human nature reveal itself across decades. This perspective is incredibly valuable, both for you and for those around you. Frankl believed that this long view of life naturally leads to what he called dimensional thinking. Instead of getting caught up in day-to-day frustrations or temporary setbacks, you can see the bigger picture. You understand that most problems are temporary, and that resilience is possible because you've demonstrated it repeatedly. This perspective also allows you to engage more authentically with what Frankl considered life's ultimate questions. What is the meaning of my existence? How can I contribute to something greater than myself? What legacy do I want to leave? These aren't morbid questions. They're energizing ones when approached with Frankl's framework. Society often defines success in terms of achievement, accumulation, and advancement. But Frankl suggested a different metric for later life: significance. Success might be about what you accomplish. Significance is about who you become and how you impact others. At 65 plus, you have the opportunity to model a different kind of success. You can show younger generations what it looks like to age with dignity, purpose, and continued growth. You can demonstrate that meaning doesn't require constant achievement, but can be found in wisdom, relationships, and service. This reframe is liberating. You're no longer competing in the same arena you once did. Instead, you're playing a different game entirely, one where experience, wisdom, and perspective are the primary assets. Perhaps the most important insight from Frankl's work is that the search for meaning never ends. It doesn't peak at 30 or 40 or 50 and then decline, it evolves. The meaning you found in your career might give way to meaning found in grandparenthood. The significance you once derived from achievement might transform into significance found in wisdom sharing. This evolution isn't a step down, it's a step toward a different kind of fulfillment. Frankl argued that each stage of life offers unique opportunities for meaning-making. Your current stage offers opportunities that weren't available when you were younger, just as your younger years offered opportunities that may not be available now. The key is to remain open to these evolving sources of meaning, rather than clinging two outdated definitions of purpose and significance. As you navigate your golden years, you're naturally thinking about legacy. Frankl's perspective on this is both comforting and challenging. He believed that everything you've experienced, every relationship you've formed, every moment of growth you've achieved becomes part of an eternal record. Nothing meaningful is ever truly lost. Your legacy isn't just what you leave behind in material terms. It's the wisdom you've shared, the love you've expressed, the example you've set, and the meaning you've created. These contributions ripple outward in ways you may never fully understand, but they matter profoundly. This understanding can transform how you approach each day. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to contribute to your legacy of meaning. Every choice becomes a chance to model what it looks like to live purposefully, regardless of age. Viktor Frankl's message for those of us over 65 is clear and compelling. Your most significant chapters may still be unwritten. The meaning you create, the wisdom you share, and the example you set in these years can profoundly impact not only your own sense of fulfillment, but also the lives of everyone around you. Your golden years aren't a postscript to your real life. They're a unique and valuable phase of human existence, with their own opportunities for growth, contribution, and meaning. Frankl would remind you that as long as you're alive, you have the potential to discover new sources of significance and to contribute to something greater than yourself. The question isn't whether your life still matters at 65 plus. The question is, how will you choose to make it matter? How will you use the wisdom you've gained, the perspective you've developed, and the freedom you now have to create meaning in ways that honor both your past and your future? Remember, in Frankl's view, you're not declining. You're ascending to a different kind of significance, one that only comes with the gift of years lived fully and consciously. If Viktor Frankl's insights resonated with you today, I'd love for you to join our community of timeless minds. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our explorations of meaning and purpose in your golden years. Give this video a thumbs up if it shifted your perspective on aging and significance, and please share it with someone who might benefit from Frankl's wisdom about finding meaning at any stage of life. In our next video, we'll be diving into Frankl's specific techniques for overcoming existential vacuum, that sense of emptiness that can sometimes accompany major life transitions. It's a topic that's particularly relevant for those of us navigating retirement, loss, or other significant changes. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for being part of this journey of discovery. Until next time, keep seeking meaning, sharing wisdom, and remembering that your most significant contributions might still be ahead of you.